Hello, testing, 1, 2. So, as you can see by the length of this video, it's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be minimal cuts. I have just moved most of my stuff from, the other house and from the basement. The floor was finally finished. We've been able to unpack the couch so we can actually sit on it now without putting it back, which is nice. And today I kind of want to just show you guys all of the clothes that I have with me at this particular moment. There are a lot of items in the US still. There are still a lot of items at the other house. I have clothes everywhere. But here's what I have so far, and I feel like it would be somewhat entertaining. And I have a few topics I want to get to today. So obviously I'm not going to talk about all of the clothes. I mean, I'll show you guys, tell you a bit of history, price tag, but I've made videos about them and they have already come out or will come out. So today, a few topics. I want to talk about the move to Munich. It is going to be 1 year anniversary soon of me moving to Munich. Let's put my glasses on. By the way, I shaved my head a couple of days ago. I like it. I like the buzz cut, but it does make me look a bit meaner. Anyway, topics. I want to talk about anxiety. I want to talk about the move. I want to talk about the clothes, obviously, and we'll see what else come about. But I don't know which box to do it first, so let's do this. We have a few of these LV boxes. Normally, I don't really keep them. Okay, this one just has the drone in there, so it doesn't count. We'll look at another one. All right, so this is another LV box. We've been buying a lot of LV lately, so my wife, she really likes it. Well, debatable. But the first item we have today is this Louis Vuitton X Takashi Murakami Speedy 25 in the multicolor. This is such a great bag. We've only gotten this recently and I've wanted very little time just to review and blah, blah, blah. I think it's great. It comes with not adjustable, removable strap, which is nice. By the way, I'm still somewhat sweaty, so I'm not going to be putting any of these on for now. Like, this is just to show you guys what I have. I hope that's entertaining. If not, click off. My apologies for wasting your time thus far. But this is such a great color. Now, let me tell you why I haven't worn it that much. It is such an art piece that I'm scared. Also, it's white, so I'm like, oh, it could get dirty anytime. As you can see here, I've still kept the plastic on because the edges is really nice. And now in a second, I'll show you. I have a lot of bags. My wife and I have acquired a lot of bags lately, so I'll show a bit of everything. But this is such a great piece. And if any of my friends want it, I'll sell it for retail. I don't use it enough. My plan at the moment right now is to just use it as a decoration because it's such a great art piece in my opinion. I love it so much. And this is actually, this is actually not leather. It's canvas, but it feels so much like leather. I don't know how they coat it, whatever chemical, whatever process they did, it feels like leather. So this is a great, great piece. And one of the cons that I'm already hating about this video is the cleanup. Oh yeah, the other topic I want to talk about is being grateful to everything I have. Reviewing item each individually, it makes me lose a bit of perspective, and buying so much stuff for this channel makes me lose perspective. So I'm hoping to see it all in front of me, and then I would become a bit more grateful. I would appreciate the items more because the more you have, the less you value it. So it's a very tight rope to walk between grateful and then being like, okay, don't make it your everything. So we'll see. And the move to Munich has been going good so far. Let me tell you about the positive and then we'll talk about the negative. So actually, I'll leave everything out for now so it can be a great thumbnail. Let's move the box. We can move the box and then we can keep the items on the couch, yeah? Let's do that. Okay, let's see what's in here. Let's use this. By the way, this is a couch my wife made. It's very pretty. So we bought it and then, it was just a generic chair. And then we put this velvet, not velvet, it's, I don't know what material it is, but it's great. It's a great couch. My wife and I will have 3, and I think it goes really well with the blue of the Togo. So let's see what's in here. Okay, big item first. This is the Rick Owens windbreaker. I don't know why they call it the windbreaker, but what I love about this piece is the glove detail. One problem though, can't really go in because my hands are a bit big. This is a size small, so it can't really go all the way in, which is fine. And I do love this piece for a few reasons. The first one is that the leather. I love it. This is blistered leather, I believe, and maybe I'll put some videos of me, on because I'm still sweaty. Hopefully by the end of this video, I won't be as sweaty and I can put a few things on for you guys. And then obviously the shearling. The shearling is so great. This was on the Runway. I believe this is from Gethsemane. It's a great runway. I love that runway. I've owned quite a few pieces from that runway. It's just one of my favorites. And this is something that I really enjoy having, but I don't wear it enough, so I am looking to sell it. If you guys are good friends with me, I'll sell it for the low. And one con is that the tag slightly came off, if you can see, but it's not a big deal. But the shearling, it's so luxurious. It's great, so we'll put that out here for now. Some of these are my wife's clothes. I won't show that. It's just my clothes are more interesting. All right, next up. Let's see what's in here. I believe this is all just household necessity, not any clothes, but we can look at it. Yeah, this is just all sheets and blah, blah, blah. So we can close that. Anyway, the move to Munich. One of the few good things is, we were able to buy a house, which is just so great. And again, if you don't know the story, this could not be possible without so much support from my family and my wife's family. Legitimately, financially, emotionally, spiritually, it would not be possible without them. And just, my wife and I are very fortunate to have a house under our names at 27 and 26 years old. It's a dream come true. Ever since I was young, I always said, I don't want a nice car yet. I've grown to love cars more and more as I grow up, but the main thing I want in life is a home under my name and my partner's name. And we've achieved that, but it hasn't quite set in on us because we haven't slept here yet, so we don't know what it's like yet. So that's one of the pros. And as I finish with that thought, let's move the stuff. All right, let's do this box now. All right, so banger after banger, bro. This is the Rick Owens Python Bauhaus vest. This is such a beautiful vest. There's a great subtle smell to this Python vest. I can't describe it. It's not leather, but it's close, but it's something more faintly different. Like if you own enough leather goods, you would be able to tell the difference, but I doubt you can if you don't really own leather like I do. So this is just such a great piece. And I've always wanted. I wanted this I wanted this vest for a while now, just to kind of just have, because it's such a popular piece amongst the Rick Owens. And let me show you the close-up of Python. It's such a great piece. However, I haven't worn it as much as I thought I would, because it's, maybe I'll wear more, because I got this in February, which was winter, and you don't really need, you can wear it for styling purposes, but for practical reason, this is much more of a summer piece. You can wear a t-shirt, put it on, and then you have multiple pockets, which is nice. Now, one of the flaws that I don't like about this is the inverse. The inverse is just cotton. I wish it was leather on the other side, then it would make this piece even more luxurious. And I believe retail on this is roughly $3,000, $4,000. It's not cheap. And the first runway that I believe this first showed up on was the runway during COVID, which was, what is it? Not Gethsemane, Performer? No, after Performer, something. I'll put it on the screen. But it was great. They shot it with Tyrone. Rick Owens shot the collection because of COVID. This is a great piece. So we'll put it here. Now, the next item, Visvim. I love Visvim so much, but this particular piece, I'm not too fond of. I got it because I was curious, because this is made of silk, which is, ever since I was young, I've always loved a few materials: silk, leather, and what's the other one? Just exotic animal, because in Cambodia they do sell a lot of exotic animal. You know, you can buy lizard and spider, blah, 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 to eat, python, whatever you want, alligator. So I've seen them all my life, you know, when we go shopping. And I've always, silk is one of those luxurious things that people always talk greatly about. So, you know, I wanted this. And this piece was actually won by John Mayers. And when I was really into watches a couple of years back, you know, John Mayer is a big player, a big actor in the watch scene. He has a Rolex named after him, the green and gold. So this is actually a really great piece, but I am still sweaty, so I'm not going to put it on. I will put it on the screen. It's such a unique looking piece. However, it's still a vest. And if you watch enough of my videos, I'm not too fond of vests. They don't really look that good on me. And I love this piece. I mean, it's so practical. You can, on the sides, you can tighten it and loosen it. So, you know, it's great. This is a size 5. And I am actually putting this on sale because it's a vest. I don't really wear that much. And if you've seen the review, I'm not too big a fan of it. But yeah, this is made in Japan, 100% silk. And this is down, which is the Polish goose down, which is very, very nice. It is 94% down, 6% leather, feather. But this side right here, it's much thinner. This is actually polyester, but this is a great piece. Let's put it on. I'm not that sweaty anymore, just to show you guys what it's like on body. But yeah, it's a great piece. And this neck collar, I really like it. It's very fancy looking. So that's out here. Now, we have another Visvim piece. This is actually my first ever Visvim. And the reason I got this because I couldn't find the kerchief jacket yet when I got it. So when this was on sale at Essen, I was like, I have to have it because I love the interior lining. This is the Battle of Little Big Horn. I talked extensively about this. This is cochineal dye, mud dye, blah, 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 dyed. A Japanese man come on it and, you know, they smudge it in so you can smell the cum. It's such a great piece. And my wife, she really likes it. She wears this often, but not enough. She thinks it's a bit too loud because it is red. And this is actual bandana from the 1960s and 1950s. Now, Visvim people are a lot more knowledgeable than me. If you are one of those people, comment down below if I get information wrong. I know how passionate you guys are, and I don't consider myself an expert with the Visvim, so correct me if I'm wrong about anything. But yeah, this is a really crazy feeling. Now, the downside of this piece is, since this is genuine bandana, it's just cheap 100% cotton. The novelty idea is that this is genuine bandana and it's from the 50s and 60s, so it's like 80 years old now. So that's the novelty idea. But if you really want it for the luxurious part, I believe Visvim also makes some jackets with their printed Visvim pattern. So they use better cotton, better material, thicker or nicer or something. So this doesn't feel that great on the skin. However, the interior is rayon, which is super great. And I believe Visvim switched to rayon from 50% linen and 50% cotton in 2019, roughly around that age. And let me show you my favorite pattern. It's this right here. You see the blue and red? That is so cool and that is unique. You know, this right here, this is just standard paisley bandana print, but the blue and red, it's so nice. And the shape is somewhat cool. It is reversible. Let me put it on for you. Let's move this a bit. Collarless, which I am not a big fan of, but it's fine. And then reversible, which is also good. It's a bit overwhelming. You know, the Battle of Little Big Horn or the Battle of Greasy Grass, it's very overwhelming. So this is a great piece and it fits me great. I believe this is a size 4 and Visvim does some of the best reversible because they put pocket inside on both sides. And then one of the things I love is, see these buttons? They do go reversible. They slide up and down. So it truly is reversible. It is such a great piece. Okay, the next piece, the Rick Owens Kiss Boots. Now, I've loved these. I've owned 3, 4, something. I've owned a lot of Kiss Boots. That's not a brag, by the way. That's an addiction asking for help. Now, with these Kiss Boots, I really liked them, and these were believe it or not, these were my first ever pair of footwear from Rick Owens. And it's one of my best viewed video. You know, people love when I review footwear, but I don't buy enough footwear to review. So it's a bit sad, you know. I know where the views are at, but I really buy what I like. I show off what I like in the hope that people appreciate it. So we have the Rick Owens Kiss boots. These are so crazy. I believe these are from Gethsemane or whatever season it is. Rick releases them every season. These are the bevel version. I have another one which will show up soon, which the grill version, but the bevel is very nice. And I've owned these for close to 5 years now. Maybe I should make another review, an update review. I've worn them a lot. I don't wear them too often when I go out, but in my outfit videos and such when I go shooting, I love this because they look great with everything. Okay, I believe Crocs and Adidas Ultra Boost has ruined me in a sense that those two are so comfortable. When I wear something that is slightly uncomfortable, or in this case a lot more uncomfortable, I feel it much sooner. If I were to always wear uncomfortable footwear, you know, I would get a lot more out of it. But I do have flat feet, I do have wide feet, so my wide feet hits this area and it's still quite hard. But I love these. These were my first ever Rick Owens footwear and I fell in love with it ever since. I believe most people have these, and not most people, I shouldn't say that. This idea I hate about myself is that just because I have something and I notice them more, I think everyone has them, which isn't true. You know, when I own a Tesla, so when I drive a Tesla, I think, oh, Tesla's not that special anymore. Everybody has them, but no, Tesla's a great car. Obviously, the owner's a bit of a dick right now, but we bought it before Elon went crazy. And the Kiss boots, it's just, I need to appreciate them more. Not everybody has them. For most people, they can afford them. And the fact that I have multiple pair of these, I should be more grateful. I should wear them more. I should look at them more. I should clean them up more. By the way, this has never been clean. It's just been this. This is me cleaning it. So maybe I'll get some leather product, you know, to keep the leather good. It is calf skin. It's very nice. And the main thing we buy it for, it's this right here. The translucent heels. And some people prefer the heels with the stack leather. I don't. I like these better. So that is just my opinion. What else do we got? Ooh, okay. These are my first ever boots. These are from the First, which is a knockoff brand of Saint Laurent Paris. And you know, most of us probably heard of these from the First by Sanji because he did a video with them. He has collaborated with them. You know, it's cool. At the time, I was really obsessed with the Saint Laurent Wyatt boots, but I could not pull the trigger on $1,000 pair of boots. And I don't really buy used sneakers because I don't know, I don't feel the ick for it, but it's a bit like I would much prefer getting a new product. And with these, I really enjoy them. I love the cowboy toe. The leather feels great. I believe I paid $350. It was on sale, like a seasonal sale or something, but the leather is good. It's not, excuse me, it's not CCP, it's not Guidi, but it's not Rick Owens, but the leather is decent enough. The stitching is good. The heels, very nice. A bit of, you know, let me get closer. You can see a bit of heel bite, whatever you call. That is a bit of a con, but the zipper is great. Exposed zipper, which is very nice. From the First, I don't know how they do it. I hope they do well. You know, I don't ever want any business to go out, you know, because it's somebody's hard work. It's somebody's baby. So I hope they're doing well. And, you know, if they want to send me some free product, I can review it for them too. I do like these boots, and when I wear it, I love the click clack that it makes. It's very nice. I won't do it too much because this is new floor and my wife and I paid a lot for them. So these are from the First cowboy boots, my first ever pair of boots. I got these during COVID and I was such a big fan of these boots. It's so fun to wear them. And despite how narrow it is, your feet kind of stop here and it doesn't hurt that bad. It's a great pair, and the height of the heel is, I believe, 55 millimeter or 65, which is just perfect. But when you compare it to the Kiss boot, it's literally nothing. But anyway, these are great boots, and I really enjoy wearing them, and I've made an effort to wear them more, and hopefully after this video, I will wear them even more because they're in my possession. I mean, I would sell it if people want them, but I like how sophisticated I look when I wear them. especially with my straight-legged trouser. Just you see the cowboys out there, or my flare trouser. It looks great, but if people were to ask me to, if people were like, hey man, I'll buy it and I won't lose too much money, or I get back all of my money, that'd be great. But it's from the first, it doesn't resell, you know. It's off-brand, you know. It's not replica, but it's an inspired brand. So there's that. Anyway, what else do we got? Okay, the Rick Owens Vans sneakers. These are the dark shadow, as you can see by all the dust and blah 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 blah. These haven't been worn ever, I don't think. I mean, the bottom is a bit dirty, but I got these for my wife, but she is very fussy with her feet, with her sizing, and she told me, you know, I'm a 42, so I got her a 42, and then turns out it fits a bit too big. Her legs has decreased in size, so now it's an 8.5 in men. But 42, I am able to fit it, but it's not. I don't really wear sneakers that much anymore. You know, I mainly live in my boots or in my Crocs. I don't really wear sneakers that much, and these are pretty comfortable. But I think one of the things that have deterred me from wearing it so much, there's no pull tab on the back, so getting in is very hard. And you know, the material is great. It's, I believe, 100% denim cotton or whatever cotton it is. It's very nice, you know, Rick Owens. We've all dreamt about owning the Rick Owens van, and they brought it back. But one of the things that has made it lose a bit of its reputation or value in myself and most people is that Rick has abused the release button. So it's not as special anymore. And a brand like Rick Owens, if you release something too much, it will decrease how someone looks at your brand, which is very important to Rick because he is not Louis Vuitton. He has a dedicated consumer, but you know, most of these consumers, including myself, we value items that are hard to get. However douchey that sound, you know, when something becomes too widely available, the resale values goes down. People don't see it as a collectible anymore. When it's too easily acquired, it's not special anymore. And one of the things that I will do, because I mean, look, if one of my friends want to buy it, I'll sell it to them for what I got it for. I'll show receipt and blah, blah, blah. I don't have any box because I left them in the US. And one of the things that I need to do is buy a heel protector because this polyurethane material is not the greatest. It's very susceptible to heel drags. So that's here. And now we have the big boys. These are the CCP U-Sole Tornado boot. And Tornado because of the zipper right here. It's double zipper, very cool. You get the titanium bit. You get the U-sole, which is very nice. I have 2 pair of these, and I wore these for like 10, 12 hours in New York, but on the 10th or 12th hour, I was in pain, dude. Because, you know, this bumper is like, it's like this, you know, like you can click your hair. But these are great boots. They make for great styling tips because there's a mystique to CCP as a brand, and I don't really, now that I have it, I don't really see it anymore, but when I didn't have CCP, you know, I did look at it as like this mythical brand, but when you get into it, when you have it in front of you, when you have it daily, it's not that special anymore. When I can just put it on and, you know, see how it feels, then it's not special anymore. I don't have a problem with CCP as a designer, as a brand, but I do have a problem with some of the consumers. They bully me. So I've learned my lesson to not communicate too much into the CCP world. They don't like me. A few of them don't like me. I can't say all of them. Most of them are very nice to me. Anyway, let's not get into it. But the same thing with the Rick Owens fans, you know. They can be very douchey and judgmental and gatekeepy. So every community has one of those people. You just have to zone them out, you know. All right, well, I should actually, let's keep it all out. I'll clean up after, yeah? Now, this box, this is much heavier. All right, the first item, I know I have a few topics to get into, but we have a lot of clothes. So the first item. Now, I told you guys earlier about the Visvim, how I couldn't get the kerchief at the time, so I bought this because, you know, it has the same thing. But then I got the kerchief. I think this is the best kerchief, which is the Kofu pattern. Now, this is such a beautiful piece. This is the new cut, which is with the rayon, and it fits much more internationally friendly. So this is, I'm sorry, this is a size 4, but it fits like a size 5. But look at how big it is on me. It's a great piece. I love it. It's just, it looks so good. And this is something that I wanted since I was, what, 13, 14, however old I was when I saw, you know, Kanye, Rocky, when Visvim was very popular with the FPT, the sneakers, you know, or the boots, whatever you call them. But Visvim is one of the few brands who has been able to push into the sneakerhead world at the time, you know, with the Balmain jeans, with the Balenciaga high-rise sneakers, whatever, you know, those times. That's the time I grew up on when I was a hype beast. But this Visvim Kofu is actually my favorite, and naturally, when I like something, I double up, which is somewhere here in the other box. We'll show it off in a second. But the Visvim Kofu, it's really great. The Kofu pattern is such a beautiful, beautiful pattern to me. Now, most people prefer the bandana, but I truly think Kofu is the best. Let's see what we got next in this box. I think this is mostly my woman's stuff. So we'll keep it all in there. Yeah, it's mostly her stuff. Yeah, one other thing I wanted to do is, with this new house, we don't have the closet yet. It's being built. We're getting it custom made. So this is not my box anymore. Let's put this here. It's gonna get a lot messier. Okay, let me show you a really old shirt. Now, this is the class of 2009 Squantum School in Quincy, Massachusetts. And this is the back with all of my classmates. And let me show you where my name is. Right here, Makasy. So that's my name. We have, you know, Miss Bloom. She was my favorite. I really like her. We have Miller, we have Wade, Rachel, Gabby, Nancy, Emily, Daniel, Jackie, Harry, Andy, Grace, Eddie. I hope all of these people are doing well in life. You know, we don't talk, most of them. You know, I'm not friends with, we were classmates, so we're not friends anymore, but I hope the best for everyone who went to school with me. I didn't speak too much English when I first got to school in Squantum, and everyone was so welcoming to me, so I really appreciate it. And I've had this shirt since, you know, and it's a great reminder of my first year in the US, and it's great. I take care of this shirt, so I brought it over from America. Okay, here we go, more shoes. Okay, people love shoes, so we will talk about shoes. Now, we have the big boys. These are the Rick Owens Mega Lace Lunar boots. And the Mega Lace I did myself because I got them with the jumbo laces, but I like this so much better. And it took me 4 rolls of these laces to make it look this busy. And I think they look great. Rick has released them recently with more laces, which is great. I don't regret getting these. You know, when I got it, it was a good deal. It wasn't great, but it was a good deal. And at the time I had money, you know, so it didn't really matter that much. But these are great winter boots. They are comfortable. I really like the soles. The leather, I'm not too much of a fan. It's lamb leather. I wish for calf it would have been much thicker, but they are super, super practical. They keep your feet really, really warm. In the winter, it's great. And then we have, I always forget I have these. Like, I know I have them, but I haven't worn them in so long. They've been in this box for like 6 months now. So, not that long. I'm exaggerating, like 3-4 months now. So they've been sitting in a basement. Now these are the Tabby boots. Now most of you probably know my channel because of the Tabby boots. I really like them. I recently made a video about it, updating you guys about it. I do wear my sneakers, my boots. These are great. They have a great feminine vibe to them. So I really like that. And you know, the split toe is very nice. Now these are not the most comfortable because the heels, they go down this way and they put so much pressure on this part of the leg. So it could be better. I think I should move the camera down since I'm sitting down now. So give me 1 second, please. All right, hopefully that's better. Now, I do have quite a lot of sneakers. So again, if you and I have talked before on Instagram and blah, blah, blah and whatnot, if you want some of these, I won't sell you these Kiss boots. Actually, I'll sell you these one. I won't sell you the white one because I don't need two. I don't need three pair. The tabby, I can't sell them because I wore them to my wedding. So my wife and I have a connection to them. Let me rephrase that. My wife has a connection to them. For me, these material items, I don't really get attached to them anymore. Few items, but although I wore these to my wedding, if people were to offer me $2,000, I would sell them because, you know, I have the photo as a memory. I can think back and then I can relive that day again. I understand my wife's point of view, but I don't really care too much about the materialistic item. I care about the memories I made in them. So I remember the wedding. So anyway, that probably didn't make too much sense. But these are the tabby boots, and I feel like if you're into fashion, you kind of need one of these to validate yourself. Now, next piece. One of my first ever luxurious footwear. Now, these are the Gucci loafer with the lamb's wool. This is great. I love it. Though they're not the most comfortable sandal, loafer, whatever you want to call them. I wore them a lot when I was in college. I was like, oh man, I'm wearing Gucci. I hope everyone's looking at me. So, younger Makasy had an unhealthy amount to show off. Not anymore. I've grown so much as a person. And I got these Vibram out too, just to elongate the lifestyle. And I thought it would offer me more support, but they still are not. They don't provide me too much support, so I can only wear them for short periods of time. And you know, they're just sandals. And I think my wife have worn these more than I have, and it's dusty everywhere. Anyway, these are cool. Next up, we have the Rick Owens and Birkenstock sandal. Now, these have the leather footbed, and I am not a big fan of these anymore. Let me show you why. Look at how worn down these have become. It's falling apart, and I wasn't wearing it that much either. So Birkenstock, I like them as a brand. They made. If I were to buy another Birkenstock, I would not buy the leather footbed. I would buy just the regular plastic or cork or whatever it is, the comfortable version. With these, it took me months to break them in, and I've broken them in. They're comfortable now, but the quality control is not great. It's separating already, as you can see. Maybe I'll put even more photos on there, but this is cow fur, which is great. This was my first ever cow fur piece, so I really, you know, I like it. I don't mind having it, and I would sell it if, I don't know how much they go for now, but it is Rick Owens, so I guess, I don't know. Anyway, if you guys want these, I can take photos for you. I'll sell it to you for a good deal if you and I are friends on Instagram and whatnot, but these Rick Owens are cool. And now we have my wife's Converse, and I'm not a big fan of these because it's a bit too patterny for my sake, but she hasn't worn them too much. I don't know why, whatever reason it is. Now, next piece, we have another CCP Tornado U-sole boots. Now with these, I made a mistake. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you that story. So, as you can see, these are the white version, these are the kangaroo, but this was my first ever CCP piece. But you see this thing right here? So it's collapsing on itself. This thing is broken down. Look, it's separating. Anyway, the seller kind of bamboozled me a bit. Like, I think in his listing he said new or close to new, but obviously it isn't. But at the time, I was just so excited. That was a CCP product. I was just into it, you know, and kangaroo leather. I've never owned any, so I bought it. And I took these to a cobbler in the US, and they said, if we replace them and put standard, you know, stacked leather soles on them, it would cost me $200 to $250. I haven't taken them to any Munich people here yet, but I would assume it's roughly the same, maybe cheaper. But yeah, I made a mistake. You know, shit happens. People make mistakes. Anyway, kangaroo leather, I really like these. But if you were to ask me which one would I keep, if I can only keep one, I would keep the black because the U-sole, this is the newer model. So the sole is actually bigger and I like it. This is horse leather, by the way, I forgot. This is kangaroo leather, this is horse. They're the same shoes, and you'll notice soon there's a pattern to my buying habit. When I like something, I double up, which is super unhealthy. And I told myself I would stop, but it hasn't been, we haven't stopped it. So it's a bit strange in that way. Anyway, what else is next? Okay, now we have my favorite Kiss boots. And I've worn these a lot, and the leather have gotten fucked up. Anyway, I love these. These are the regular Kiss boot in white with the grill. If you have to ask me, excuse me, my nose is itchy. I like the grill a lot more than the bevel, and I like the white one so much better. Maybe it's because I have so many black boots that I've become a bit averse to them, and that I lean towards the white one because it's just different. But I like wearing the white one better. If you asked me to pick between white and black, I would keep the white one for sure. And these are just so fun to have on. It's honestly a bit more comfortable than the bevel because the bevels are heavier, so it takes a lot more effort to move your feet forward, and it doesn't impede on my toes as much. So I like these a lot better. Kiss boots, again, doubling up, which is a trend here. Now, these are my practical Guidi. What model is this? The Zoo. These are the zoomorphic boots. I haven't worn them in so long, but I do like wearing these. They are comfortable. Now, one flaw, hopefully, oh, I don't have my Guidi PL2 here. It's at the other house. Anyway, I have two pairs of Guidi that I consider are my daily, like, if you were to ask me, hey, Makasy, let's go walk for, like, excuse me, for 4 or 5 hours, and I want you to wear boots. I will not pick these boots. I will not pick the tabby boots. I will pick these, or I will pick the PL2, or maybe the CCP Kangaroo because it's much softer, much lighter. I like wearing it more than the horse, but I like the feel and smell of the horse more. By the way, these are also horse leather. Now, one of the things I don't like is it's super low, it's super short. I wish they were longer. Now, this is how much of a difference it is. Do you see? I like the Guidi PL2 much better, but these are still great. However, if you do want to buy it off me and you're a friend of mine, I will sell it for a good deal. If not, I do think, you know, these do hold their values, or at least appreciate a bit. I got it on sale, so it's a great piece. A lot of people don't know about these. I mean, when they think of Guidi, they think PL2, 788Z, you know, stuff like that. But these are actually great boots, and they're super comfortable because these are foamy, plasticky, Vibram outsole, which is much more comfortable than just the standard stack leather outsole. So that's great. And then my wife has these Birkenstock, which she never wears, or I don't know. She wears them, but not as much. That's why it's in here. We'll put the one I don't like that much back. We'll keep all the crazy ones out, okay? Let's do that, all right. That is a bit better. So these will go in. Let's just have, okay. We'll leave all of these out because I do plan on having all of these upstairs, you know, and not storing storage in my basement because I do shoot a lot of B-roll, and when you shoot B-roll, you need sneakers, you need items to shoot with. Hopefully my camera hasn't died yet. If it does, we'll reset it. All right, let's look at this. I don't know what's in here. We didn't really label anything. All right, what can we talk? Okay, here we go. Nope, that's not it. That's my wife's piece. Okay, here we go. Peter Doe, one of my loves. I love Peter Doe, and this sweater, this turtleneck, it's a great piece. This was one of their first signature piece, and I don't know what happened. I wore it one time, and then the tag half fell off, which says Peter Doe on there. It's a great piece. Anyway, this is actually a really great piece. I love it. It fits a bit small on me, so when I wear these, I have to wear them with really high-rise trousers to come up and match the cropness of it. But it's a great piece, a great sweater. What's in here? The rest are my wife's, which it's not as interesting as my clothes. And she will agree with you on that. She will agree with me on that, I mean. Okay, this box is quite interesting. Let's put the bag here. All right, we got, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. talking about all the clothes that I've talked about, but you know, I like these sorts of video, but it's not informative. I would like to make informative video. This is much more on the entertainment side, just showing off, which it's a good video to play in the background while you're doing some other tasks on your phone or on your whatever. Anyway, we have my lovely Rick Owens bowling banana pants in white. This is cotton, 100% cotton, soft cotton, as you can see by its shapelessness. And I have cropped these. I've worn them so much. My wife has put them in the wash quite a few times now. So it's a great piece. I love them. I love the fact that you can zip up and down. You know, it's great. Just go watch one of my reviews. But it's honestly top 5 pants that I have and that I believe in the Rick Owens universe. It's top 5 pants of all time. That's how highly I think of them. Now, we have another pair of pants. These are the Rick Owens double cargo bellas, however you want to pronounce it. They're super long. They go up to my nipples. So they're super long. Now, the reason I got these, because of boredom and curiosity. So I had just moved to Munich. That was a year ago. And I wanted to find out how much will custom cost. Boy, was that a big mistake. I got these from Atelier New York for roughly $500. And customs, I had to pay 300 euros on these bitch. It was so much money. Now, I'll put it on the screen or something, but I paid so much for custom. Essentially, I got it for 50% off, but after custom, I got it for only 20% off or 30% off. Still a good deal, but anyway, I don't wear these because I have so much other great pairs of pants. You know, I have the banana pants, I have the pannier, I have much better pants, and I do like these. They are so much wider than any of my pants. They're great pairs of pants, but I don't wear them as much because I have so many other great pairs of trousers. So if you guys are looking to buy, let me know. If we are friends, I will sell it for a great deal. Hopefully you guys are in Europe. You know, with all the tariff that's going on in the world, it's very messy. And if you were in the US or somewhere, you're gonna have to take responsibility for that. Once I ship the item, it's out of my control. But so hopefully you guys are in Europe, so it's less paperwork. But great pants nonetheless. I love the exposed zipper, you know, on the crouch zipper. It's very nice. Beautiful pants. Now, this is a relic from the past. These jeans are not the type of jeans I would wear anymore. I'll put up a fit pic if I have it, but I don't wear these anymore. They're great pants. I wore them. I believe I got these during uni, which was probably 2016, 2017. You know, I was experimenting with my taste, and at the time, I was like, oh, I don't want to wear black pants anymore. It's too easy. I want to challenge myself. So I got these. Now, next item. Great piece. This is the Louis Vuitton, the Frog varsity jacket in leather and wool. This is honestly so great. The leather is amazing. I really like this. However, it's quite loud, and there are very few days where I want to be loud, so that means I don't wear it that often. It also means it's competing with the Visvim kerchief. Now, with this piece and this piece, if it's winter time, this will win 7 out of 10 times. There will be 2-3 days where I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's flex something on. Let's wear something that people know and that they like. Oh, you know, what is he wearing? Wow, that's a cool LV jacket. You know, this is honestly such a memorable piece. I believe it's top 3 in terms of varsity jackets. I believe it's top 10 items by Louis Vuitton. Like, Marc Jacob did a lot of great work. I don't really like most of his work at LV. Most of it are not memorable. You remember Marc Jacob by his collaboration, but there wasn't any single piece by himself that was like, oh, okay, it's a standout piece. So, you know, you remember the Murakami collab, you remember the Steven Sprouse collab, and all the other collab. Anyway, Marc Jacob, I don't have anything against him or his brand, but it's just, I think Virgil was a better creative director than Marc Jacobs at LV. He was able to produce much more memorable pieces. And I am very fortunate to be able to own one of these memorable pieces. Honestly, the green one is probably my favorite, but this is a close second. And the frog is such a unique piece. And, you know, LV gets a lot of flag about logo and blah blah blah, but you cannot fault them on quality. It's the material is on point, the cut, everything, every stitch is stitched in perfectly. You know, like I think this jacket retails for like $6,000, $7,000. So you have to match the quality to the price. Well, yes, it's obviously overpriced, but you have to take care of the small things such as stitching, the shape, the comfort, the material. So this is a great piece, and it will go on this side. And now we have another Peter Doe in the yellow. This was an Essence exclusive. I like this one better than the blue because this is a size medium. The blue was a size small. Well, yes, it fits me, but this fits me a lot better. And I really like this sweater. It feels so luxurious. However, it's made in China. However, we can't really judge made in Italy and made in China like that anymore. The notion that made in Italy is always better. It's a relic. It's old. It's 1980, 1970. It's not true anymore. China, they have grown so much as a country. They've grown so much as a production-heavy country that you can't really say all Chinese products are bad anymore. They're making cars that are genuinely better than Western cars and German cars. So they've gotten better, they've gotten richer. So yes, it's true in the 80 and 90, the labors, it's cheaper and blah, blah, blah. But most Western countries are, most Western companies are now moving their production out of China because it's getting too expensive. They're moving to Vietnam, to Pakistan, to India, cheaper countries. So we can't really say that anymore. But the Peter Doe, it's great. I really like wearing this. My wife, she wears it too. It's great. It's so comfortable. I love the fit. I love the material. I don't think I would sell these. It's just something because, this was one of the first piece that I ever review on this channel. And now we actually have the first piece, which is this Nebraska sweater by Raf Simons. Now, I don't look at Raf Simons with the same rose-colored glass anymore. I don't think he's that great of a designer as a creative director anymore. However, you can't deny his impact on menswear fashion. But if you were to compare Raf Simons to Rick Owens to Dries, like Raf Simons does not hold a candle to those two, or Yoji. Yeah, Raf make a few great pieces, but most of them are not great, whereas Rick Owens constantly churning out amazing pieces. But everybody has their own favorite. if you're a big fan of Raf Simons, I'm not attacking you as a person. Wear what you like, do what you do. I do like this sweater a lot because when I first got into fashion, we've seen it on Lucas Sabat, the Ian Connor of the world. At that time, the Grail scene was much bigger, and you would see these everywhere on those inspirational, or you know what I mean, those Instagram pages, and you see people wearing them. And my wife, she loved this, and one of my friends actually wanted to buy this. He was like, dude, Makasy, that Nebraska sweater is great. Are you selling them? I was like, you have to ask my wife because she likes it more than me. And my wife actually said no to him. So she really likes wearing this piece because it's insanely oversized. I got this in a size 2. It fits gigantic, but I love the color. This is enzyme wash as well, which is confirmed by Raf Simons' right-hand man, who is currently a creative director to a great brand and doing good work too. I really like him. I watched the Dior and Me video, the movie. So he was honestly the star of the documentary. Raf Simons was kind of like a side character, but Peter, I'm sorry I'm mispronouncing your name. Great guy. Now we have another Raf Simons piece. This is the Antwerp, Belgium. This is from Riot, which is a great runway. I really like that runway. It was, for its time, it was great. But I think, here's why I think Raf Simons has lost a bit of value to me, because his later work were getting a bit lazy to me. He had too much going on, with the Calvin Klein of the world, with the Prada of the world. So he was doing too much. So he neglected his own brand a bit. And even the time when Raf came back and wasn't doing anything else other than his brand, the clothes were very repetitive of what he had. It's a bit like Raf was trying to find his voice again, trying to find just, How can I create 03, 04? How can I create 01, 02? So it felt like that in a way. Now, you can say that Raf vision is very singular, so it's always going to look the same. However, I would argue against that. I would say that Rick Owens has a much more singular vision rather than Raf Simons. Now, so if Raf were to be between that and Rick Owens is here, undercover is on the other side, whereas Jun Takahashi is just, okay, I want to make a collection about a space odyssey. I want to make a collection about Clockwork Orange. So it's very different every season. And Raf is somewhat different, but not different enough for a singular version. And then Rick, with his full-on singular vision, not version, vision. So we got through this box. Let's put it aside. And hopefully, when I organize this box later, it will be a bit better. Now, another heavy box. Okay, so we have another banana pants. This is the black one. This is 100% polyester, hence why you can see a bit of creases because it's not as flowy. And excuse me. If you were to ask me which one I would keep the black instead of the white because of how much more wearable black is. I like white pants, but it feels so abnormal to me. It feels so new because it's not common to see men wearing white trousers. But I do like, here and there I like to wear the white pants. But if you were like, hey, you can only keep one, I would keep the black. But since I can keep both, I will keep both. Now again, this is another toxic trait of mine that I just double up on things that I have, things that I like. So there's that. 2 pairs of banana pants. And now, probably top 5 items in my closet. And this is something I will never sell unless I can find a better version of this, which is the Python version. This is the Rick Owens Bauhaus jumpsuit in lamb leather. Now, most people have the cotton version or the polyester version, but this is what superiority looks like. This is, when I wear this, I feel like I'm better than everyone, which is not good. But they look so great with the Kiss boot. They go so well. By the way, they only look great with the Kiss boot. If you wear them with sneakers, with any other items, they do not look good because the croppedness of the pants, which is, essentially the Bauhaus trouser, but since there's zippers at the bottom and then this is elasticized, so it doesn't expand as much, it doesn't look as good. It only looks good when you wear them with the Kiss boots and maybe the CCP and possibly the Margiela tabbies. But they don't look good with sneakers. They definitely don't look good with Crocs, but I do wear them with Crocs sometimes. And one of the flaws of wearing them with open toes is that the zipper go into the open toe shoe, so it's not the most comfortable. But I love this piece so much. I think retail on this was like $5,000, $6,000, and I kind of get it. Obviously, leather is very expensive, and one of the things that is so unique about this is that this is 65% lamb leather, 25, 30 something lycra, whatever it is. I'll put the material on the screen right now. And it's made by this family-owned tannery in the south of France. So it's very hard, so they stretch the leather to its limits. And then, because look, you can see how stretchy it is. Leather is not supposed to be that stretchy, So it's supposed to be a bit stretchy, but not as stretchy as this. And that's because of the lycra. And now, top 5 pants of all time by anyone. These are the Rick Owens Babel pusher trousers from the Babel Runway. Yeah, from the Babel Runway. And I have worn these to hell and back. Look at the condition of these babies. So I wore this to Paris with my friends. We went to the Eiffel Tower. It got super dirty. If you ever been to the Eiffel Tower, you know that the surrounding area is just dirt. And it was raining the previous night, so it got super dirty. But I love these. I love wearing them for just, B-roll outfit shot. So it's great. And then we have this beautiful little Speedy 20 Takashi Murakami, ex Louis Vuitton now. these two pieces. Okay, well, we got this first, right? We got this first, and then we got this. And now my wife, she really likes both, but there are reasons why she doesn't like. So she wanted this, so I got this for her. She doesn't like this because it's too clean. She feels like she's gonna get it dirty, and when she gets it dirty, she's gonna be mad at herself. Now with this, she likes it. However, it's a bit much because, you know, every woman, every man, every person on earth who are into fashion, they know about the cherry. Even if you don't like Louis Vuitton, you know that this is an iconic piece. This piece has been in so many different films and TV shows. You can see it on so many celebrities. People have them, people love them. And now the 20th anniversary of the collaboration went about, and then Louis Vuitton re-released these. Now, I believe in part they re-released it because, you know, the luxury market was having a slowdown. So they need to inject some excitement, which is the Murakami collab. So these two bags are great, and we have more bags in here. So let's talk about them. Now, this is a red leather bag. It's brandless, or I don't know the brand, but this is my grandmother gave this to my wife, and she can't throw away things. I don't want to call her a hoarder because she will hit me. So she collects things, and, you know, her grandmother gave her this, I believe, and we're keeping them. So, you know, in 20 to 30 years from now, we can look back at this, you know, oh, grandma gave us this, you know, it was a great memory. She used it, and now we have it, and we'll pass it along to our kids as well. So this will stay in the family. And now we have one of her favorites, which is the Goyard Belvedere. I believe this is the Model 2 or version 2 in orange. Now, we got this recently. She hasn't had a chance to wear it because she is in love with this little beauty. This is her favorite bag. She wears this the most. It fits her really well. And I want to remove this because, you know, you don't want to lose its shape too much. I think we should put a t-shirt in here just to stuff it, you know, so the shape is, you know, we kind of have to take care of it. My wife, she really hates when her items get dirty. So we have two of these now. Again, unhealthy because we don't need double of things. And now we have, again, double of things. So, and okay, this we got because it was my first Goyard piece. And if you don't know the story, I got it for my wife and I. And then when I said that, she's like, no, don't buy it. I don't want it. I don't like the color. I don't like the shape. You can't say you bought it for us. Tell the people you bought it for yourself. Don't use me as an excuse to buy something. Now, she said all of that to me. So I had to rewrite my script for that video. And I excluded the part where I bought it for my wife and I. I didn't say I buy it for us. I bought it for us. And then she came to visit me in the US. She used it, she saw it in person, she loved it, and I now have to ask her for permission to wear my own bag. That's how much she loved this bag. Yeah, she really loved it. And, you know, me as a husband, when I see that my wife really liked something, I thought, okay, let's get you a second one. She didn't ask for it, she didn't want this. I don't think she likes orange that much, but they don't lose value that much. I got them for a great price. You know, the longer we hold on to it, I don't think we will lose money. If anything, we'll get all of our money back. I paid more for this than this, so we won't lose money. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. We will not lose money. So these are the two Goyard. And now this is the Stefan Cook bag that comes with the beautiful Stefan Cook strap. This is such an icon. Honestly, I think Stefan Cook is known for the strap. It's well deserved. This is such a great strap. When I first saw it on the model Leon, who is known for his Margiela walk, I was like, dude, that is the greatest strap ever. I need to have it. And I saw that in 2019, I believe. And then I believe I got these in 2021. Now, I bought this on Matches Fashion. A lot of people bought the strap with this bag because they had a great sale, and now Matches Fashion's out of business for whatever reason. You know, they were dead and blah, blah, whatever. They bought out by this British company, and now, anyway, it's sad. I like Matches Fashion a lot. I love their customer service. I love their sales. It's a bit sad that they've gone out of business, but it's all right. This strap is so beautiful, and my wife does wear it with this bag because she thinks the shape is great, but I mainly use the strap on other product I have, you know. So that's why this is here. Now the next bag is this Louis Vuitton. I don't know the name actually, but this is from my family. My sister had it and she gave it to us because she doesn't use it. She thought my wife could use it, but my wife doesn't, which is why I gave it to my little sister, Leah. She used it for a while and then she doesn't anymore. So I took it back just to make her realize that, hey, don't take things for granted. You know, she kept it on the floor in her room, like this beautiful Louis Vuitton bag. She's 15 and she only wore it for special occasion, but she didn't wear it as much, so I'm taking it away temporarily. When she realized, oh man, I really miss that bag, I should have, you know, wore it more, blah, 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 I will give it back to her right away because it is a great bag, and if it's here with me, it's not being worn, it's just sitting doing nothing. And now, this is my personal bag. This is the Chanel Gabrielle bag. And the reason I got it is because of the strap. You can wear it as a V. You can wear it as a side bag. You can wear it over the shoulder. The shape is great. This is lambskin quilted Chanel diamond leather pattern. I don't like the bottom that much, but it is my first Chanel piece. And I was really into K-pop at the time, like 2017, 2016, roughly. And, you know, G-Dragon was the face of this campaign, and it looked so cool on him. I was like, I need that bag. And then when I went to University of Massachusetts, Boston, there were so many international students with this bag, and I saw it all the time. Like, I'm going to have it one day. I'm going to have it one day. And then when I saw it for a great price, I bought it, and I really like wearing it. And it's such a practical bag. It fits a water bottle. It fits everything. The shape is great. It's a bit bigger than the Goyard, so my wife wears this, I wear this, and it's a great piece. So there's that. I believe, yeah, it's a good idea to take all the bags out because you keep the shape, so we'll display it nicely. Now, next item. Haha! You're gonna notice this a lot. I own so many of the same item. Now, this is the Visvim kerchief, and this is also the Visvim kerchief. Now, this is the older model. This is the newer model. This is a size 5. This is with the linen and cotton blend on the interior. And as you can see by the interior, it's a bit dirtier because rayon is much newer and is a better material overall. But I fucked up this piece a little bit. Let me show you. Do you see the down coming out right here? Focus, please. Bitter. So the down is slowly coming out, so I need to, you know, have my wife fix it for me. There was one more part that was falling apart, I don't know where, but 2 of them. But, you know, the down is slowly coming out, but not by much. Anyway, since I have 2, I would like to sell 1. And then we'll figure it out from there. You know, one of the cons of having this channel is I constantly need new items to review. I have diversified my content a bit, which, you know, making commentary, analysis, and whatnot. But the bread and butter of my channel is reviews because I do find them to be helpful. And the cons of that is that I constantly need new items. So if I could sell both, great. You know, I'll use the money to buy more items, and then you guys get to see different items. However, if I don't sell them, I'm fine with it too. I believe it's a fairly common practice of, you know, us menswear people to be put things on sale. We wear them carefully. You know, it is an expensive item, so we don't wear them to fuck it up. But if it happened to fucked up, we update the listing. We tell the consumer, at least that's what I do. I'm honest about the condition. I take great detailed photos. So before you get the item, you know exactly what you're getting. Some sellers are a bit more, you know, sketchy. You know, they take the photos when the item is brand new. They wore it, it got dirty, and then they never tell you. So then once you get the item, it's dirty, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, kerchief. I have 2 kerchief now. And if you don't know my story, I bought another kerchief, but turned out it was fake. Watch that video. I'll link in the description. Just go on my channel, search up Visvim, you'll see it. And now, these are my Patagonia winter trouser. These are my hiking trousers. There's not much to talk about. They have this panels, which you can flare the pants out of it because, you know, they're expecting you to wear hiking boots, and hiking boots are notoriously big. So when it's too big, you flare it out. It goes over goes over the boots much better. But not much to talk about. Let's put that down here, pants. These are a relic from the past. Now these are Zara pants, and I got this in sophomore year of high school, which was 2014. They still fit me. In fact, I've lost so much weight recently, this is loose on me, but I've kept them. I have repaired them so many times. You know, there's a hole. Now I put some bandana. Now there's another hole, which I would need to put another material. But, you know, these are just great skinny pants. I don't wear skinny anymore, but I do need to show off. If I'm reviewing a pair of shoes, I do want to show off what the shoes looks like with skinny trousers. And whenever you see that, it's these pairs of trousers. Now, this Louis Vuitton hat, cap, whatever you want to call it, this is actually from an Instagram brand, and I always berate my wife for falling for Instagram merch, but I fell for this one. It looks so cool. And the con of this purchase was, I believe this was like $50-$60 at the time. I had money to waste, so I bought it, but the seller took like 3 months just to ship the cap to me. And on the website it says can be delivered within 2 weeks, which is, you know, if you know me, I don't enjoy waiting for my items. I never pre-order things. The only item I ever pre-order is the Bode senior court jacket, which is at the other home. But this took me 3 months, and, you know, I do like the cap. It is corduroy, blah, 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 but I don't really look that good in hats, so I don't wear them that often, and my head does get sweaty, so yeah, that's the story. Now, these Bode shorts, booty shorts. This is the senior corduroy senior court. These are corduroy pants. The corduroys are from England. It's hand painted in New York, or hand drawn, whatever you want to call it. But this is just a great pair of shorts, which, you know what, let's change right now. Also, I'm wearing my waistband because moving is really tough on my body. So we'll wear the booty shorts today. These fit okay on me. These are a size small to medium, but just a small. Surprisingly, it fits me. Not the greatest. I have to do a bit of wiggling, but they fit me, so I'm just happy. I got it for a great deal. They fit high on me, which is great, so I like that. Hopefully you guys don't see my privates. Now these pants here are from my father-in-law, but he doesn't wear anymore, so I took it because they do fit me. But one thing about him is that he loved his low-rise pants. I love high-rise. These are fine, you know. I've lost some weight, so they fit me a bit better, but it's not my favorite. Actually, let's put all the pants into one place because, you know, pants are not that important, you know. I mean, they are important, but let's clean up now-ish a bit. Now, while I clean up, I can talk a bit more about anxiety. Man, that noise outside is really gonna be annoying to edit and annoying for you guys. But let's talk about anxiety real quick. When I first got to Munich back last July, I was taking Prozac. For 2 months I took it, and then I realized, I've been feeling pretty good. I don't need it anymore, so I stopped Prozac. And, you know, for 6 months it was great, but, you know, with life, Okay, I'm gonna talk about something deep. My wife and I, marriage, relationship. For some reason, I thought, I shouldn't tell the bad side of a relationship too much. You should keep it a bit private, you know. But then I realized I need to be genuine. I need to be real with you guys. For whatever reason, for my own benefit, I need to be honest. With any relationships, it's not just rainbows and sunshine all the time. My wife and I get into fights. Nothing serious like it's gonna break us apart, but small dumb shit between her and I that we find annoying about each other. You know, when you live with one another, when you spend so much time with one another, that's what happens. People have small fights and it's okay. It's about how you react to the fight, how you grow as a couple. And my wife and I have grown so much. When we first moved in together, you know, we got into so many small petty fights because this was our first time living together. We were long distance for the longest time. So, you know, we had small fights about how I cleaned the kitchen. I didn't do it too well. I've learned now. I've gotten better at cleaning. I didn't cook correctly, whatever, like small problem. But I've learned that it's okay to talk about the negative aspect of a relationship because it's real, it's honest, it's raw, it's genuine. No relationship is great. Money cannot solve everything. Money is part of the reason, and good for my wife and I is that we don't have money issues. But there's so many more aspects to how to be happy in a relationship. And if we were to put 52 weeks, right? My wife and I fight about 3 to 4 weeks, so which is pretty good ratio. One of the things that has helped us so much is that her and I have forced ourselves to be a better communicator to one another. So every time we fight, we reflect on it, we look back, we see, okay, this is where you made a mistake, this is where I made a mistake, this is how we would do better. So that has contributed to part of my anxiety because, I have generalized anxiety, so small everyday thing triggers me. And it's not really connected with the marriage and anxiety, but anyway, a couple months back, the stress of not having a job, the idea that I haven't done anything in a while, I haven't earned money in so long, it got to me and I started to get anxiety attacks again. Like 2-3 days ago I had anxiety because my girl Leah was taking her exam, her quali, and I was so nervous for her, I had anxiety attacks for like 3 days. At first I thought it was a stomach issue because I hadn't had them in so long, for like 3-4 months. And then anyway, a month back or 2 months back, I finally got back on Prozac. Now, one of the things about that nobody told me about taking Prozac or any medicine that you have to take daily or weekly, whatever it is how emasculating it can be if you look at it incorrectly. So it doesn't feel good to feel like something is wrong, that you need medicine daily to fix you, especially when it's as conceptual as anxiety. It's not, it's like, okay, I broke my arm, I need to take painkiller, the painkiller will go to my arm. Anxiety is an everyday thing, so many things, and everything triggers you. So it's like you're kind of, I got off of Prozac, I was happy, and then getting back on it feels a bit like, damn, I lost this battle. I have to go back to get the tools that I need. But that's only 1 out of 7 days where I look at it that way, because it's wrong. It's a wrong way to look at that, because it's not admitting defeat. I have a genuine diagnosed condition. Although it's not well understood because it's relatively new, it's still recognized by a doctor who went through med school and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't feel that bad anymore, but initially, I was quite nervous. And one of the other things that I'm nervous is, at the time, like 4 or 5 months back, I didn't have health insurance in Germany yet. So, I stopped taking the medicine partially because I was running low. So I was like, oh, I'm scared. So let's get off now while I'm good. Because so then if I need it, I can get back on, which I have now done. And I have gotten my insurance sense and it retroactively covered me. So anyway, it's paper-wise, we're good. But I will need to go see a doctor soon in Germany. I don't know how that goes. I've never gone yet. So I will need to contact my doctor in the US to send over all my medical records. So that is going to be a bit of a problem. I don't speak German yet. I don't speak Deutsch yet. So that's going to be another problem. Anyway, yeah, so that's my life anxiety. Yeah, I'm back on Prozac and I'm okay. I've been doing better. But last week I got triggered by the quality because it's such... I care so much about her, and it's, although I'm not taking the exam for her or with her, I am teaching her, so I'm like a coach. I'm so worried about my player doing well in the game, and her parents are so stressed out about it, so I want to help out. I don't work, but this is what I can do. I can help my girl study. She's a smart girl. She just has a bit of modern teenager problem, is that she has a phone in her hand, so she gets distracted easily. But when I study with her, I keep her focused and I push her really hard on math. And luckily today we found out she passed, which is great. So we celebrated today. We made burrito. We bought her favorite drink, mojito, virgin mojito. So everything's great. So my anxiety has stopped today, which is great. It's good. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Let's put all the pants away and then we will continue. Because I'm putting some of these away because they do need to go upstairs. That's where it's going to be. So the pants will be away. All right, what's next? All right, so the Vitamins hoodie. I'm sorry, hoodie. This is by David or Davo. I'm sorry, I forgot your name, but he was one of the guys that worked at Grail. I don't know if he still works there. I don't follow him anymore, but yeah. So on the back it says total fucking dankness, and it just, you know, it was a, at the time Vetmont was so hot, and you know, at the time I couldn't afford $1,000 hoodie, so I bought these $400 something. Some people still think this is Vetmont, and I never corrected it. I'm just like, who cares? It's the same thing. It's a great hoodie, you know, the same weight, same blah 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 blah. It's a great hoodie. I do wear this. My wife do love wearing this too, so it's great. What else? This is mostly my wife's stuff. Let's see. Oh, we do have a sweater. Okay. Now, this is one of my babies that I have learned to appreciate. I made a video about this, how it's a Grail I don't wear anymore. But then ever since that day, I decided to look at life a bit more colorfully, more positively. My camera's dying. Let me put in a new battery and restart. All right, change the battery. Let's continue. So this sweater, let's talk about it. This is the Raf Simons I Love New York, but then he updated it to I Love Raf Simons. Narcissistic. I'm just kidding. It's a great sweater. It's 100% virgin wool, super soft, not itchy at all. I love this material so much. That is why we have so many of these. But we got this in blue, which is very nice. Not my favorite color, but at the time, you know, I'm like, I need to collect all colorway, and I did. So I got all colorway, and then Raf decided to release way more colorway. Anyway, I got the primary colorway, the original. But this is a great sweater. My wife and I really enjoy wearing this. It's super warm. It's great for layering. It's a great piece, and I have learned to appreciate them much more. And knitwear can be down here for now, I guess. What else is in this box that is mine? I can't put it back yet because I want to show it off with the white sweater, but this is it for this box. The rest is my wife's stuff. So we'll put it back here. All right. Next box. This one will have a lot of items. The first one is this beautiful. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Okay, this is the North Face Supreme collab. This was when North Face was really hot. So let me tell you the story. 2016 or 2017, this came out. I was in English class, I believe, whatever class I was in, and it was 11 o'clock, and we had a test that day, and the class started at 11, but you know, the teacher had to do that little setup. Like, hey man, we have a test today, blah 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 blah. At 11, I clicked on it. I tried to buy it. It didn't go through. I put in all my card differentiation, blah, 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 blah. It didn't go through. I took the test. I aced it. And then as I left the classroom, I got the email, confirmation email that I got it. And this was the first time I had ever gotten anything from the Supreme store. And it was so exciting. I love this piece. Honestly, this is my winter piece when it's super cold out and I just need to be warm. This is what I wear. But it's not that cold out, I will wear my Rick Owens stuff. But this is such a great piece. It reminds me of 2017 Makasy, which is university life, and it's a great piece. Put it there. Now, this is the bare knuckle alpaca cardigan that my mother ruined. So my mother was sick. Not sick in the head, but like she was genuinely sick. But she does my laundry at the time, and you know, she wanted to do something that day. She put this in the washer, and it has shrunk this beautiful cardigan. And what we did was we put it in hot water and some soap. I think I read somewhere, and then you slowly stretch it out, and we were able to somewhat rescue it. It doesn't look that great anymore. Let me put it on. It doesn't fit that great anymore. So my wife and I plans on doing it one more time, you know, put it in the hot water, let it expand. So it's supposed to be like way down here, but yeah, anyway, it doesn't fit that great. But yeah, bare knuckle, I really like Jacob. I think that's his name, Jacob Keller. Yeah, he was one of the original YouTubers that, you know, started this whole menswear fashion thing at the time. What is it, 2017, 2018? That's all I watch. Him, Sanjeev, Magnus, I'm sorry, not Magnum. Magnus and blah blah blah. That's all I watch. Now we got a banger piece. This is the Rick Owens not Python, I'm sorry. What snake was this? I'll put it on the screen. It's not Python, but this is a snakeskin down vest. This is such a crazy piece. Now, I got this after I got the Python vest. And although both of them says they are vests on the Rick Owens website and many other websites, they are so different in the shape of it. So I really like the material. Again, I got this vest because I wanted to review it for the channel. I don't really like vests. They don't look good on me. And this is not the most practical because, you know, oh my God, it's so cold out. I need to warm myself. Oh, that's right. I'll wear this jacket without the sleeves. So my arm will be cold, but my body will be hot. It's dumb in my opinion. Anyway, but the beautiful thing is the material, the down, and then the hood. You can zip it up all the way. So it's somewhat practical, but had they done the gimped version, because it's from the same collection, had they done the gimped eye, nose, and mouth, it would have been super practical for biking, especially in Munich. Last winter was so cold when I was biking, I was freezing my heads off. And with this, you know, it just slowly comes in and out. But the hood is big. It fits my giant head, which is nice. So that will be here, all of the outerwear. Now we have this. If you guys were into fashion in 2018, you know this store, Totokayo. It has gone out of business. And they made this great alpaca cardigan. At the time, I was really obsessed with alpaca. You know, it was so exotic to me. So I waited for this for like 2 months. Retail on this was like $400. I believe I still have the original tag. Hang on, let me show you. So this retail for $400. Focus, please. $400. And every day I would go on Totokayo and I would just stock this piece, and then it finally went down to $150 or $170, however much I got it for, and I got it. And now I don't even wear it. And because alpaca is great, it's nice, I like alpaca, it's super warm, but it's a bit itchy, and the itchiness has never gone away. It's still here, many years later, still here, and I haven't worn it that much. I want, you know, if people offer me the right money, I will sell it. It's not a lot of people know about Totokayo. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it right, but yeah, it's a nice piece. Okay, big hitter. This is the Raf Simons Archive Redux Parka. This is with the Peter Saville. This is New Order, I believe, the album cover. I made a really great video on this. But this is hand-drawn right here. This is not. This is screen printed. This is hand-drawn. And this is hand-drawn. But I was so disappointed when I first got it. I have 2 of these. I will find the second one soon. Again, doubling up on things again. So I was very disappointed when I found out that this was not hand-drawn. Because this retails like $5,000. You would think we would get hand-drawn everything. And I was so amazed that people were hand drawing this beautiful flower. But then when I found out it was just screen printed, I was so disappointed. Great piece nonetheless. I like it for its history. I got 2 because I believe they will increase in value by so much 10 to 15 years from now when the market is no longer saturated with the re-release, with the archive. And a great thing about this piece is it has a lining, a fleece lining that you can take off, which is very nice. I'll put it on the screen because I don't want to do that now. So that will go here, outerwear. Now this box is good. Munich as a city, it is expensive. I really like it. I have a bit of a comparison now. I've been to Leipzig, I've been to Berlin, I've been to Hamburg, and Munich is the most luxurious. Like, you know, everything works here. Whereas in Berlin, like the tunnel was like too dark, some of the lights didn't work, the trash pickup wasn't that great. But in Munich, everything is well organized. You cannot leave trash out in public. You have to put into this thing that I will put on the screen so your neighbor won't smell your trash and blah, 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 which is great. I will leave this out for now because I want to find the white one first. And the hoodie can go in here too, I guess. But, you know, the Nebraska sweater can go back in here. The Peter Doe. The other Peter Doe. Too many Peter Doe pieces. By the way, I don't know what happened with Peter Doe and Helmut Lang. I haven't looked into it. Maybe I'll make a video about it. Why he didn't do too well there, you know, why his design didn't connect with the audience or, but you know, the parent company of Helmut Lang is not that great of a company. They need instant result, and you cannot have instant result like that, you know. Not everyone can do what Hedi Slimane has done with Celine, you know. It's got to take a few years, and they kicked Peter out in 2 years. Anyway, we'll make a video about that soon. But sweater, that will be here. Let's move the box. All right, what's next? All right, let's do this box. Let's push this out so you can see things. All right. Now, firstly, we have this Louis Vuitton varsity jacket. Now, the reason I got this, well, it was a good deal, and I wanted to compare with the other frog. Now, this one is the inverse. It has leather on the body, wool on the sleeve. And what I found out was this lamb leather is garbage. This leather, this calf leather on the purple one is so much better. And this is a garbage piece. Not garbage in the sense that it's a badly made product, but in comparison of material to the frog, this is so inferior. The wool is collecting all the dust in the world, so they blend it with something. You can see it that the pattern is different. They blend the material with something, so it's not as great because this piece came out after that. So they lowered the quality, and I wanted to compare collared versus a bomber collared, and none of this is actually great. It's screen printed. Everything is screen printed. Nothing is embroidered. Nothing is anything. So this is just screen printed. Like, yeah, it's high quality screen printing, but it's still screen printed. And now we have another Raf Simons parka. This is from the Archive Redux as well. And you know, again, I told you that story already. By the way, still have the tags on, so I only wear one of them. Ooh, okay, now this is a great piece. This is the Edfu jacket. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful piece that I broke. Anyway, where did I put the broken stuff? Anyway, I broke the pocket, so yeah, it happens. Let me put this on. This piece is actually worth putting on because it's so great. The leather is so thick, it's so heavy. I love it. I don't wear it enough. I wish I wear it more, but can no longer wear it because it is now summer, and this piece is so thick. You have hidden pockets here. It's great. Oh my God, dude. This piece is just, it's another Tatlin, but just a Tatlin jacket instead of a Tatlin coat, which is why I call it the Edfu Tatlin, but the official name is Edfu jacket. But this is such a great piece. And now we have another banger. Dude, my closet is beautiful. This is the Alice jacket in the reversible leather and Toscana shirling. And the reason we call it Toscana is, where's my other shirling? Where did my other shirling go? Anyway, you saw the shirling with the windbreaker. Now this shirling is much longer. It feels much more luxurious. It's so much better. Everything about this jacket is better than that jacket, material-wise. And then the great thing about the Alice is you can unzip the hood and then you can expose it. You can wear it in so many different ways. Now I got this in a size small. Surprisingly, it fits me. Size small women, no, size medium women, I'm sorry. Wait, let me double check. It's been a while since I gotten this. So let me check the sizing real quick. So this is a size 42 Italian, which is a medium in women. This is such a great piece. This Toscana shirling, it's so long, it's so luxurious. Now there are two versions of this. One of them come with the goat fur lining. I didn't like that one. I like this one much more. But the shirling, they feel so good on the skin, and it's just so much longer. At first I thought it was fur, not shirling, because of how long it is, but it is very unique to the south of Spain or something, wherever the origin is. But this is a great piece that deserves to be out here. And now we have another great jacket. Oh my God, dude. This is the Rick Owens Kunz jacket from the Runway, from the Strobe Runway. This is this beautiful jacket. It's so big, it's so heavy, it's probably like 10 pounds, so 5 kilograms. I'm in Munich now. I gotta speak metric. This piece has the crazy shoulder detail, which is one of the reasons why I got a rock thrown at me if you watch the review. But this is a great, great piece. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move all the bags because the bags do need to be stored correctly. So we'll just put my jackets here. So we'll move all the bags and then let's put it all down here for now. I'll clean up after the video. But yeah, this Kunz jacket is so beautiful, and retail on it was like what, $7,000, whatever it was. Rick Owens stuff are expensive. So all of the outerwears, I honestly think I have one of the best outerwear collection on YouTube. If you're into Rick Owens and Raf, and I have a collection of jackets on YouTube. Let's not get too cocky. But yeah, we will, since the closet won't be here for another 2-3 months, we will get a clothing rack and then I'll hang all my jacket, because I don't want my jacket to be in a box because the shape is very important, so they will stay out. All right, let's do one more box maybe. I don't have a lot more boxes, but might as well do all of it. You know, this video is already, how long is it now? Close to an hour and a half, so let's do one more. Let's move this box out. I mean, dude, just look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, oh my God. Rick Owens leather, dude. Let me tell you a story. A lot of story, but before we do, let me drink real quick. In 2012, 2014, roughly around that time, I was a sneakerhead. I would always see these rich sneakerheads wearing the Ramones and GeoBasket, and I thought, Rick Owens, I know it, I want it, I can't afford it yet, but when I have money, I will get it. But I never got the GeoBasket. Well, I never got the Ramones. I got the GeoBasket in 2021, so like 7-8 years later. But to have Rick Owens Python, Rick Owens calf thick leather, Rick Owens shearling, but shorter shearling, it's a dream come true. I have so much to be grateful about. I have so much to be happy about. So doing this and editing this and possibly watching it back, I hope it reminds myself further of how grateful I should be with life, all of the great stuff that I have, all of the great items I have, my beautiful wife, my family, everything. Like, obviously, like any other person, I have problems. You know, I don't have a job. That's one of the big ones. I have anxiety. I've been having a midlife crisis, a quarter life crisis, whatever it is. There are problems, yes. But there is so much more to be grateful about, so much more to be happy about, that I need to take a step back. I need to reflect a lot more to myself, by myself, for myself, against myself. No, not against myself. But I need to be living in the moment much more. I've done a great job, but it could always improve, because I do catch myself feeling jealous of other people sometimes. Oh my God, this guy has a nicer house. This guy has gone on a better vacation than me. This guy drives a better car, whatever that may be, you know, because we're on the internet, we're on social media, we're constantly comparing ourselves. And the saying that I always do, which is a very common saying, comparison is a thief of joy. So to understand that, like, and know that, and practice that is much, much harder than just saying it. Like, you know, we have seen, we have friends, we have people that are like those talkers, like the talker, like, oh my God, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. But then when you tell them, hey, okay, when are you starting? And they have no idea, so they're just talking. But to put into action, to put that thought process, that comparison is the thief of joy, it's so much harder than saying it. And I'm so proud of myself for being able to push that comparison thinking down for 99.5% of the time. It does leaps out here and there when I'm depressed and whatnot, but for the most part, I am really, really good at just being grateful for the great life that I have. So this video will serve as a reminder to myself, and if it helps one of you, believe or just look into your closet and see all the great clothes you have. Because, you know, if you look at my video and you think, oh my God, he has so much more stuff than me, that's not a good belief. Just enjoy the content you're watching, enjoy the person Instagram or whatever, TikTok, but try your best not to compare. You have items that I probably want. I have items that you have want, and well, I have items that you don't even care about. So don't compare yourself to me. It is not fair. Most of the time, for people that are comparing themselves, it's the lower on the ladder comparing themselves to the higher. It's never the opposite, because we don't really look at people who has less than us and compare. You know, we look at people who has more than us and like, oh, why can't I be richer? Why can't my parent work harder? Why can't I just be a nepo baby? Whatever reason, whatever it is may be. I am really, really appreciative of the great life that I live. It's not perfect, but no one is perfect. No life is perfect. But for the life that I have, I couldn't wish it for the better. You know, I have a beautiful wife. I have a happy family. I have my first family is happy. My second family is happy. You know, we all have problems, but we have so much goodness happening all around us that we live in Munich, great city. You know, we don't live in a shit state like Florida or Alabama, you know, so we live in a great state, not the US. I'm in Europe now. I'm living the dream. I'm 4 or 5 hours away from Paris. I'm 4 or 5 hours from Milan. I can take a quick train, but you know. Anyway, let's continue. But it's just so much to be happy about, you know. We're a new home, a Togo, just so much stuff. Now we have some boring stuff, just shirts, a suit jacket from my father-in-law, because you know, if I get a job soon I will do that. And then we have this beautiful Raf Simons, I believe these are called the Stirrup sweater. Anyway, it's from a great collection, I believe 2017 or whatever Runway it was, but this is a great piece. I still need to review it, but I haven't been able to wear it. I wanted to wait till the new house to take beautiful B-roll in front of my couch. So that will go here for now for sweater. And this is the belt from my father-in-law. He sadly passed away a couple of years back, and we had to move his stuff out of his apartment, you know. Anyway, so I got this belt, but I can't wear it yet because I'm such a tiny girl. This doesn't fit me. It's too big, so I need to put more holes and then I can use it. But it's just, I believe it's just calf leather. I don't see any branding on it, but it feels expensive. You know, it feels well made. So there's literally no logo. So I believe he probably got it at a random, you know, country that he was in. Oh, okay, I see branding here. It's by Real Leather. No, that's just telling us what the leather is. 7433, size 115, yeah, but no brand name. It just says Real Leather, Curl, which is calf leather. Anyway, I just need a belt. I've lost some weight. I'm very happy with myself. Yeah, I've lost weight, and you know, but okay. If you ever notice, my hair is thinning. I'm balding, and turkey's coming up. It's okay. What else is in this bag, huh? Not much. Yeah, this is all my wife's clothes. Oh, okay, what's this? Ah, okay. Rick Owens, Inhuman, Superhuman, Owens Corp, Subhuman sweater. This is from the Strobe Runway, but on the runway it has the hoodie. I got the hoodie, and then Lufthansa lost my luggage, so I lost a lot of stuff. But this sweater will go in the sweater. What else is in here? But most of this is just my wife's stuff. Oh, okay. Now here's a great pair of pants. This is the Levi 505. This is a size 36, and I cut the slit so they sit better. And this is honestly the only denim I have, but this will go into the pants box. Anyway, I don't wear a lot of denim, but I do use this for B-roll purposes, so that's great. Let's do this one. I don't know what's in here. This was packed, one of the first pack. All right, the Raf Simons communist hoodie, terror hoodie, whatever it is. But I have two of these bitches. Once again, because I believe they will increase in value. And we have the I Heart New York, I Heart Raf Simons in red. So we have it in red, we have it in blue, and then we also have it in white. I believe I also have it in navy. I don't know where that went, but I have it in navy too. What's this? This is my wife's hoodie, which is brandless, so who cares? Now this is a turtleneck. When I was obsessed with turtlenecks, this is a great piece. It like has destroy bits and pieces. It's not much to talk about. And then this is a protector. Yeah, I guess I can put the Raf Simons. Yeah, this is Balenciaga, so I'll use this for the 2 Raf Simons parka. All right, what's here? Oh, would you look at that? I have a third one. All right, we have 1, we have 2, we have 3 of the same hoodie. Insane. But yes, I bought these. 1 of them is for me to actually wear, and then 2 of them is just I'm waiting till it's 15 years later, and then I will sell it. That's the plan. And then what's here? I believe this is the Rick Owens Gethsemane Sisyphus vest, which not vest. I'm sorry, down jacket. Let's not unpack it because it's perfectly packed, so we'll keep it like this for now. So that is this luggage here. But yeah, I really have a lot of faith that the Raf Simons archive redux will increase exponentially. Raf has stopped designing for Raf Simons, the brand, for 3-4 years now, and I think when these hoodies start going to collectors and they're no longer for sale on Grail, like not much anyway, they will increase in value so much. I believe this is one of those they're not selling for much, by the way. They're selling below retail right now. So my advice is, if you want it and you have the money for it, buy it now. This is the best time to buy, because in 15 years I can see this hoodie being sold for like $3,000 easy, $2,000. So you will make money on this, and if I'm wrong, I will lose a bit of money, but I am betting that I am right, and I believe in myself. I believe in my foresight into the future. This one is a much bigger and heavier luggage. Battery for my camera that I changed earlier. All right, this one is much bigger, so let's see what we got. All right. Now, the joke that I had set up much earlier. We have the I Heart New York, I Heart Raf Simons in white, in blue, and in red. I don't know why I did it, but in the moment it felt right. Looking back now, it felt greedy. It feels greedy. But my wife, she loves this white one so much. Honestly, she's really racist. She hates the red and the blue. So we don't have the black. They actually released one in black. Maybe I'll get the black one just to further the collection, but not now, you know, when I have money again. What do we got here? This is the Prada cardigan. And this is also alpaca and mohair. No, I believe this is mohair, not alpaca. This is mohair, I'm sorry. This was on the Runway. This is very cool. When I wear this, I look like a grandma, and I love that. So that's my sweater. That will go here. These are my wife's clothes. So are these some of my clothes? Okay. This is her sweater for sure. Okay, these are my pants. All right. Now, this is actually my first pair of Rick Owens. These are the, what do you call that? Drop crotch trousers. These were from, what collection is this from? This was from Sisyphus Fall Winter 18. This is a size 52, which is extra large. The material are, 50% acetate, 50% viscose. So it's super flowy, really nice, good for summer, really great. I don't wear that much anymore. I don't know why, because I'm not a big fan of drop crotch. It doesn't look that good on me. But I do like them. So we will put them in the pants section soon. This is just random pants. Now we have the Rick Owens Creech cargo trousers in the wide-legged pair, but I got them in the wrong material. This is 100% cotton, but it's jersey cotton, so they're very flimsy. So if you want this, let me know. I will sell it to you for what I got it for. That is if we are friends, that we talked before and you are nice to me and you didn't bully me. But if you are just a stranger, I will try to make some money off you. That's just the nature of this business, even though it's not a real business. Now, this is another regular pants, but super long, goes up to my nipple. This is from the Dirt collection. I don't know the name, but the material is very flimsy. As you can see, I fucked them up really, really badly. Look at it. Look at this side. Anyway, but these are great. I really like wearing them. They're just so wide-legged. They're so high-rise. I don't know why I keep them. Obviously, I can't sell them. Nobody would want to buy these, so that's why it's in my closet. I don't wear them anymore, but it's all right. These are my women's clothes, which we will put in a box. So we can, you know, get... Oh, okay. Almost forgot. These are one of my babies. This is the Rick Owens pannier cargo trouser. They call it the pannier because of these pockets. It is a great piece. I really like it, but I don't like the color that much, which is dust or taupe. So I'm looking for the black one. If you are selling it for a decent price, which is $50, I will buy it off you. Don't sell it to me for $1,000, please. Have some mercy, man. What's underneath here? Ooh, okay. More pants. Yeah. All right, these are just random trousers. We don't need to talk about them. These are also random trousers. No name, you know. We don't talk about the no name. All right. Ooh. Okay, let's talk about this first. This is the cocoon trousers, and it's inside out. This is silk. I really like silk. This doesn't look that good on me because it's cropped, and it is also drop crotch, so makes you look really short. But I really like the feel of this in the summer. It's just, you know, 100%. Oh, I'm sorry. This is acetate and silk blend, not purely silk. So they lied to us, you know, Rick lied to us. But one of the things I don't like is the weird creases. Not a big fan. I wish it would just smooth out. So pants. Where did the box of pants go? Okay, let's just take it all out first. And then I bought another creech trouser for my wife and I. That was a mistake. She doesn't wear them either. She's scared. And then these jeans. What are these jeans? These are my wife's jeans, so they're not mine. That's good. Let's not talk about it then. We have another bag with trousers. But this is from the original collection, and I got it a size too small, so it doesn't fit me that great. So I am looking to sell it. That is that. We have the banana trouser, but in the shredded, lasered version. Very cool. Wore it for a week or two just to test it out, but then never had a chance to wear it again because it's not practical. And they will break soon. This is the Rick Owens Berlin Sweat. I got this in a size small. They don't fit me that great, but it is a nice pair of sweatpants. And, you know, they retail for like $600, $700. Crazy. Anyway. On plissé, on plissé, on plissé, on plissé, on plissé. I love the on plissé so much. Now, what are these pants? These are random pants as well. But this is Rick Owens. Once again, this is my first expensive pair of pants. These are the ballast trousers, but I got them in the wrong material. This is, I believe, yeah, it's 53% viscose, 47% acetate, which means they are not as durable as the TE version. So if you wear this and they go under your pants, they will get fucked up. So what I did was I cropped them, I folded them up, and I clipped them with a needle. But it loses the essence of what these pants are, which is flowiness and shapeless. So when you cuff them, it looks a bit more try-hard. So that is why this is also for sale. And maybe I'll make a story sale on Instagram, you know, for all my clothes, but I can just buy them for what I got it for, and then I can use that money to buy something else. But, you know, I also want to make a bit of profit, blah, 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 blah. It's difficult. But I shouldn't say this is some of my clothes. I think this is 90% of my clothes. Yeah, I still have a lot of great items in the US, but not much, you know. Just a few great items. Let's see what's in here. Okay. We have more bags. What is this? Okay, these are important paperwork, so you guys don't need to see this. This is important, so we'll keep it here. But you do need to see this. This is a great wallet. This is called the Sarah wallet that I got from my sister. And I don't know why she didn't take it. Oh, I do know why. She bought a Chanel wallet, so this is free now. But yeah, I'll give this to someone because it should be used. It shouldn't be sitting in a bag doing nothing. I have a lot of family members now, so someone can use it, you know. It is much cheaper here. I believe it's €450 here, but in the US it's like $600, $700. So that will go into the bag area. Now, this is my wife first ever luxury bag, and she fucked them up. I'll show you where. All right. See the strap? It's gonna die soon. So she hasn't worn them. And the beautiful thing, I believe this is called the Mammon. And the good thing about this bag is it's double-sided. You have one side here, and then you have here, one side on the other side. Both are functional. And this is actually older than her and I. This is from 1994. So it's a great bag. We just need to have it fixed, the strap. She's a bit nervous. She doesn't want it to just give out, so we will have to take it to a leather specialist and they can do whatever they can to fix it. But it is a great bag. This is actually also one of my first luxury bags. Okay. This is a beautiful Burberry scarf. And it is my sister. She gave it to me to kind of just like store for her, but also use, I think, whatever reason, anyway. What is this? This is just that. Okay, now this is an Hermes scarf that we got in Vienna, which is super pretty. We got this for €200. This is vintage from the 1990s. And it has this beautiful pattern that is just great. I love this. I wear this as a babushka. This is a great piece. To be honest, I don't know if it's authentic or not, but it should be. The store is very reputable. So we'll put that here. That will go near the bag area now. This beautiful bag. This is the Chanel double flap, which is just this beautiful bag that this is every woman's dream is this bag right here. It has this beautiful lambskin quilted diamond leather. And then it's a very pretty bag, you know. I feel like all women love this. Even if you're not into bag, it's such a great shape bag, you know. So my wife is a bit scared to use this, and I found out recently retail has now increased to over $10,000. So this is on par with Hermes Birkin or whatever other well-known brand from Dior, you know. I think Dior is known for the saddlebag. Yeah, the saddlebag go for much too, but yeah, $10,000 for a bag is crazy. My sister got this in 2016, 2015, however long ago. She got it for like $6,000 and it has pretty much double in price. So we will keep this. I told my wife she can use it, but she's scared to use it because of the price tag, which is understandable. But this is the correct size, the correct leather, the correct everything. This is a very sought after bag and we will take care of it. And if my sister wants it back to use it, she can, but you know, we're keeping it for her right now. She told me like, hey, use the bag. Like, don't be scared. I know you take care of your stuff. So if you want to use it, you can. So, and then I told my wife that information and she said, nope, I will never use that bag. It's too expensive. But then she has a Goyard. But then the Goyard, retail of the Goyard is only like $4,000, $3,000. What the hell is this? Oh, I guess this is just to help keep it clean. And they call it the double flap because there's a double flap. Yeah, not much to you know, elaborate on that. It just, you close it once and then you close it twice. Another big luggage. There is so much to clean up. My God, and I have to edit this video. What if I just upload it blind? You know, you guys have to sit through all of the boring parts where I drank water. All right, now this is gonna be one of my favorite unboxing or repackaging. This is the Bode, I forgot the name jacket. It has so many different names on there. I got this for my wife actually, and she really likes wearing it. However, she likes wearing this a lot more. This is one of my favorites. This is the Grand Daisy jacket. Now, normally I am not an orange person, but this is so great. I love it so much. This is top 3. However, it loses to the Bode Senior Court every time. And then we have the Peach jacket. This is also a really well-made jacket, but it has a terrible quality zipper, which is YKK. It's not the greatest, but it is double zipper, which is nice. But the quality of the zipper is not great. You can hear it, that is not great. But I have worn this quite a few times because it is a great piece, a good summer piece. So I will be wearing this a lot now that I have it again. This sweater thing, this is my wife, so we won't talk about that. We'll throw that for now. Bode. I forgot the name jacket. Now, this one, I don't wear at all. By the way, all of these Bode jackets I got before I got the senior court. So prior to the senior court, I would just buy it whenever there was a good deal. Which is why here's another one. Bode summer something jacket. This is much thicker. This is wool, very warm, but again, it loses out to my senior cord. And now we got another Bode jacket. This is an Indian inspired pattern. By the way, this is all embroidery. So much work went into this. I really like this. It's super heavy. It's very good. I like it a lot. This is my wife. So let's put it there. This is also my wife's. And lastly, Hyder Ackerman reversible kunzite bomber jacket. I really like this. But I don't wear it because I don't like bomber jacket that much. So I should honestly sell it, but I don't know why I haven't sold it. So we will figure it out, but it is a beautiful jacket. I really like the color, but I mainly wear it black because I like this kunzite color to be an accent rather than the main attraction. I believe we only have one luggage left, so almost over, gentlemen. All right, last luggage. Okay, we have a few big boys in here. But first, let's talk about the little boy. That's weird. This is the Raf Simons hoodie. This is one of my first Raf Simons hoodies. This collection was, I believe, 2017. This was right after he just gotten fired from Calvin Klein. So then he said, in my own private Antwerp, because he was back in Antwerp, he no longer in New York, blah, 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 blah. Hoodie. Very nice. This is my wife's. This is the big boy I was talking about. This is the Raf Simons F-Patch Giant Sweater. It's gigantic. It is beautiful. I don't wear it, so I need to sell it. However, I made the mistake of wearing it to Quebec with my girl, so now she associates Quebec with this sweater, and I can no longer sell this sweater, even though I don't wear it. The reason I don't wear it is, it's too hot and it's too cold. When it's winter time, there are too many holes, so it's not warm, and it's big. It's not a summer material because it's virgin wool, so it's super thick. So just the worst of the worst. This is my wife's stuff. This is my wife. This is a Raf Simons sleeveless hoodie. This is the collapse hoodie. Now this is my personal, but I have like 5 more that I bought that in 10 years, 15 years, it will increase so much in value. I will make so much money. Do you guys see these websites or like articles that says, if you bought Microsoft in 2002, here's how much it's worth. If you bought Apple stock and blah, 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 here's how much it's worth. I refuse to be one of those people that missed out on a deal because it was too popular at the time. But then 10 years later, it became rare. It became wanted. That's what I don't want. So that's why I have this. Raf Simons RS sweater that I got to sell as well. I don't think these will increase much in value, but it is a great piece. Raf Simons, Rick Owens banana sweater. This is a beautiful, beautiful sweater. It's very complicated. I'll put it on the screen how to wear it, but it's a great piece. What is this? This is my wife's hoodie, so don't count. This is a J.W. Anderson turtleneck, and when I first got into fashion, this was so iconic. This is still iconic. It's a great piece. J.W. Anderson. I don't wear it though. It's a bit small, and this is like a jumper, so not that great. Prada, the beach shirt. I really like this. This is one of my first luxurious pieces from Prada, so I really like it. So I will keep this out, fold it nicely. It will be hang. It won't be in a bag anymore. Anyway, that is all. That was such a weird voice. This is still a weird. What do you guys think? How long do you guys think the cleanup will be? But yeah, these are 95% of my clothes, maybe 99. I don't have a lot of clothes. It looks a lot now, but when you compare my closet to some other content creators, I don't have that big of a closet. It's a bit specialized, you know, because I found my taste. Like, it looks a bit all over the place, but you know, there is a singular vision with it. I hope it works for me. I don't know if it works for everyone else, but it only has to work for me. But yes, this is my closet. Thank you for sitting through. It's been a long video. If you are listening to this part, I am grateful that you watch it to the end. Thank you very much. The house tour will be ready soon. We are in the process of moving. But I got a lot of cleaning to do now just to make this video for you guys. And I really did make this video for you guys. And also for me, you know, I also make money off of this video. And it is something that I like to see. And I don't do too much because I have B-roll of everything. But to have it all in a singular place right now, just I thought it was a good opportunity to do. So that's why we're here. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what piece you like, and if you have an offer for me, anything in this closet, except for the Bode shorts. These are not for sale. Most of everything else are for sale for the right price. Maybe a few items aren't for sale. Anyway, just talk to me. We will figure something out. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching. I will see you later. Goodbye.